Now, one of the things we talked about was the different states that service checks and thresholds can be in. So you've got the criticals, you've got your warnings, you've got your OKs, you've got your acknowledgments. But if I go into some of these categories, I may also see particular categories, for example, like this, where I've got this gray icon. And that gray icon essentially means that either there are no thresholds set for that category on these devices, or I don't have data for those on this devices. So for example, if I go in to look at my routers, if I have a disk set up here, they're gonna all be gray because there's no disks on those particular devices. But I can also tell here that I've got no threshold set for my bandwidth on these guys. So that might represent a configuration error that I really want to go deal with. So I can go drill into that guy and go up to, look at what his settings are in terms of, memory or networking. And if I've got access to edit this device, I can go in and change those thresholds directly from here if I want to apply them differently. Now, one of the things to understand too is if I look at the quick views here, there's a current issues and an active incidents. And current issues is an older view, but still gives you a list of basically only the things that are broken in the environment. But the key to remember about this view is that not everything shown here has reached the level of an incident and sent out notifications. The devices here that have a little dash next to them indicate that no notifications have gone out for this particular problem and it's not an incident. And in this case, that's because this is a warning threshold and only critical thresholds will generate incidents. Now, these guys will have incidents associated with them because these are actual host outages. The service checks will generate those faster than thresholds will. But I can go in here and from a threshold perspective, I can still get to the actual graph of the value that I'm alarming on. I can go in here and pull up the dashboard for the device. So you've still got some tools to be able to get to that data. But the thing to remember is things might appear in the current issues view that haven't been notified. Because if I want to only look at things that have been notified, that's the primary difference between an issue and an incident. Because once it becomes an incident, it's eligible for notification. Now, not all incidents will get notified. If you have it set so that there's no contacts for a particular host or for a particular guest, or a particular service check, you can generate an incident without generating any notifications. And sometimes that's normal. A lot of threshold settings, for example, will be set up so that they're not generating outbound notifications. Because in general, you only want to set notifications up for things you're going to take immediate action on. So things that you're going to go fix. If it's just informative, like you get a notification when the CPU on this system is high, but it hasn't actually caused any problems, that may be something that you want to do via a report as opposed to something you want to do via a real-time notification. So we'll talk a little bit about how to drill into the reports and how to set those up and automate those as well. So let's run through a couple of quick scenarios here. So if I get an alarm, email comes in, says there's a notification. I can go in here and jump to active incidents and find the exact alarm by matching the incident ID for that particular alert, or by looking at the description. And that will let me drill into the details for this particular problem. So in this case, I've got a host down. There's no related alerts, so it's not blocking access to anything else. And I can click from here to get the log, as I mentioned, so I can see when that problem occurred and what the result was. I can also go back in here and drill to the dashboard for this guy and start to do some troubleshooting on this. So I can go in here, maybe use my built-in reports tool to go in and ping this host and see if I can actually reach him. What the ping tool does from OmniCenter is this is going to ping it from OmniCenter's perspective, so not from your workstation, but from wherever OmniCenter is installed. And in this case, I can see, whoop, nope, I'm still getting packet loss to that particular system. That's going to be, a reachability problem I need to go, drill further into.